Bloom doesn't just own Brighton, he owns Stalizad, the one of Europe's largest syndicates. The algorithm is so selective that even Brighton staff don't know how it fully works. Cucurella for 18 million and sold for 65 million. That's not luck. Recent 200 million spending spree just proved that this model works. Sell to invest. Positional play, tactical innovation. Brighton really went from relegation battle to giant killers, but they are missing the point. From League One to Europe in 12 years. Not through luck, not through massive investment, but through League One in 2011, Europe by 2023, 300 million in transfer profits. From relegation candidates to the template every Premier League club wants to copy. Brighton Hove Albion aren't just overachieving, they've cracked the code. While other clubs throw money at problems, Brighton have built a machine that prints talent, sells superstars, and keeps improving. Today, I'm breaking down the master plan that turned a small South Coast club into one of the football's most invited operations. This isn't just Brighton's story, this is the blueprint for sustainable success in modern football. It all starts with one man, Tony Bloom, professional gambler, poker millionaire, and the most analytical brain in modern football. Doesn't just own Brighton, he owns Stalizad, the one of Europe's largest gambling syndicates. They analyze millions of data points across hundreds of leagues and turn statistics into profit. In 2009, Bloom brought Brighton for just 93 million and asked a simple question: what if we use the same data that beats bookmakers to find talent? Here's how it works. Stalizad algorithms scan global markets for undervalued talent. They don't just look at goals and assists. They analyze defensive actions, pass completion under pressure, movement patterns, injury records, and even weather temperatures. The algorithm is so selective that even Brighton staff don't know how it fully works. It's literally like KFC's secret herbs and spices for football. But data is only step one, because Brighton identify three categories: players for now, established quality like Daniel Welbeck, players for now and the future, versatile talents like Jorginho Ruta, and players purely for the future like Costuras that you have seen this season, or even Daniel Gomez. But this isn't random, this is systematic. While other clubs scout hundreds of players manually, Brighton Computers does the filtering. Their scouts just focus on character, mindset, and the final verifications, and the results are simple. Moises Caicedo for 4.5 million and sold for 115 million, which was the transfer British record. Alexis Macarista for 8 million and sold for 35 million. Marc Cucurella for 18 million and sold for 65 million. That's not luck, this is science. But here's Brighton real genius. They don't just find players, they develop a system that works regardless of who's in charge. There have been 4 managers who had the same philosophy but different flavors. It all started with Chris Hughton in 2014 till 2019. Chris Hughton really laid out the foundation. We started seeing basic football possession, defensive stability, and it all led to a Premier League promotion. The survival was their first mission, and then the style came in second. After Chris Hughton, Graham Potter came in from 2019 to 2021. So this was the evolution. We started seeing flexible formation. We started seeing positional play, tactical innovation. Brighton really went from relegation battle to giant killers. After Graham Potter, Roberto De Zerbi came in 2022 till 2024. This was the revolution, because we started seeing extreme possession football. We started seeing playing out the back from under pressure. We saw also a European qualification, the first in a long time, and he really made Brighton the most progressive team in the Premier League. After De Zerbi left to join Marseille, Fabian Hosler joined. So Fabian Hosler joined in 2024 and he's still their coach right now. And this was the refinement. The refinement because it combines De Zerbi's possession with Potter's flexibility. The football is more direct, more intense pressing, but it's still the same core principles. Do you notice the pattern? Each manager builds on the last one. There is no radical changes. It's always evolution. And that's because Brighton recruit manager who fit into the system, not the other way around. Why other clubs hire big names and hope? Brighton identify coaches 2-3 years before they even need them. For example, Pozzola was on their rather 2-3 years before even the Zelby left. And the result, it's a seamless transition. There is no major drop off, and it's always a continuous improvement. I want to touch base on their academy because Brighton Academy isn't just about developing local talent, it's a global talent factory. Here's the model. They sign promising 16 to 18-year-olds all around from the world. They develop them into the loan system and integrate the best into the first team, and then they sell for a massive profit. For example, take their loan network, Union Saint-Gilloise, who are also co-owned by Tony Broom. And that's not coincidence. It's strategic because players like Kaoru Mitoma, for example, and Simon Adingra spend time there learning the Brighton system without that Premier League pressure. And the pathway is clear. They sign young talent based on data and analytics. They loan them to partner clubs so that they can get a bit of game time. And then there's a gradual first team integration during rotations of club games. And then they sell them at their peak value while they're still hungry and improving. And here's the crucial part. They always have replacements ready. When Caicedo left, Carlos Bareba was already developing. When Cucurella left, Estupinian was already being scouted. It's not about keeping players forever. Brighton know that they're a selling club and they're extraordinary at it. Paul Barber, their CEO, said it perfectly. The loss of valuable players is an inevitable consequence of progress. Where most clubs see selling their stars as a failure, Brighton see it as a business model. So Brighton's success isn't about individual brilliance, it's about systematic thinking because they value continuity over chaos. While other clubs change everything with new managers, Brighton always evolve gradually, and they always trust data over gut feeling. Every decision is backed by analytics, from recruitment to tactics to even injury prevention. And that leads to them thinking for the long term over short term. They plan 2-3 transfer windows ahead, for example, not just the next one. And they always value the process over results because bad games happen, but the process stays always consistent. And the other point is also their financial sustainability. Every big sell funds the next generation. There is no PFA or financial fair play worries here. And the recent 200 million spending spree just proved that this model works. Other clubs sell to survive, Brighton sell to invest. And crucially, they are not afraid to be wrong. When they miss on a player, the system covers for it. But when it works, the profits are massive. Every Premier League club is trying to copy Brighton, but they are missing the point. It's not about signing the next young South American or Asian player. It's about having a complete system. For big clubs, just please stop panic buying. Stop throwing 80 million to any decent footballer. Build a coherent recruitment strategy. Use data to find value in unhidden markets. For medium clubs, accept your selling club status and maximize it. Develop clear playing principles that survive any managerial change. And for small clubs, just invest in data and scouting infrastructures. The star players will come in second. And the biggest lesson is that Brighton proved that you don't need unlimited money to compete. You need just better information and better decision making. While Man United, for example, throw 80 million at Anthony, Brighton just pay 3 million for Kaoru Mitoma and get the better player. For me, I think the future belongs to clubs that think like Brighton, systematic, analytical, and sustainable. So Brighton went from League One to Europe in 12 years. Not through luck, not through massive investment, but through systematic excellence. They've cracked the code. They use data to find hidden value, develop players in a clear system, and sell at the right time and reinvest smartly. They do this on repeat. Other clubs are scrambling to catch up, where Brighton are already planning for their next move. While everyone copies their current model, they're already innovating the next one. The question isn't whether Brighton can maintain success, it's how long other clubs are going to realize that this is the only way to survive. So, what do you think? Can other clubs replicate this Brighton model? We know that Brentford in the Premier League are also working like this. Let me know in the comments also if you would like a video about Brentford. I enjoy doing the research on these clubs that work extremely well. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, please leave me a like button. And if you're not yet subscribed, subscribe for more breakdowns. I'll see you in the next one.